Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we're unpacking a truly extraordinary moment in history. We're looking at the stop at Orkney and, a Viking first contact that literally defies every single expectation you might have.
So what actually happens when a Viking ship approaches a foreign shore and no one draws a sword? I mean, it completely subverts absolutely everything we usually expect from a Norse encounter, right? Picture the Jormungandr, having just navigated those incredibly unpredictable swells of the North Atlantic. They cautiously glide into this wide, sandy bay on the eastern side of one of the larger Orkney islands. The oars are deployed, they're moving silently, and the tension is just palpable.
The keel scrapes against a gentle slope of golden sand. There are figures waiting on the shore, but no weapons aloft. You can almost feel that heavy tension just melting away. Ragnar, the Viking chieftain, he's standing right at the prow of the ship. His serpent eye is fixed on the shoreline, and he has his hand resting lightly on his axe, which, is just a natural precaution, but his expression is entirely open. He knows all those violent stories of coastal raids, for sure, but his mission today is different. He's actively seeking knowledge rather than conflict.
Now, waiting on that beach were the Picts. They're native to the region, and they were standing there in these simple, homespun wool tunics, bearing their distinctively tattooed faces. As the Norsemen disembark, there are no battle cries. None. Instead, this older, weathered Pictish leader steps forward and just raises a single open hand. It's that universal, undeniable gesture of absolute peace.
And get this, the very first physical interaction wasn't even between the warriors. A bold young Pictish woman steps forward, carrying a basket woven of reeds. She walks right up to Christina, one of the Viking crew, offers this shy little smile, and presents her with fresh berries and small, round loaves of bread. Just think about the power of that simple, generous act of sharing food for a second. It instantly bridges this massive cultural gap and just completely breaks the ice. Morniak, that Pictish elder, made their stance completely undeniable. He told them, "You are visitors, not raiders. We welcome those who come in peace." And what's truly fascinating here is that he spoke in this guttural trade dialect, and Håkon, one of the Norsemen who had actually sailed these waters before, understood him. Immediate diplomacy was established right there on the sandy beach through just a few shared words and a massive amount of mutual respect. So Ragnar mirrored both that physical gesture of the open hand and the peaceful sentiment, responding, "We are travelers, seeking new horizons. Our intentions are peaceful." By stepping onto the sand with his helmet literally at his side, offering a nod of profound respect, Ragnar successfully secured a short rest and some much-needed fresh water for his weary crew. The relief among the Picts was palpable. Even the kids who had been hiding started to peek out. As they moved inland to the Picts' turf-roofed stone settlement, Ragnar experienced this really visceral feeling of rightness. He felt a deep, primal comfort with this group. As a chieftain navigating uncharted waters, he viewed this friendly, warm welcome not just as a stroke of good luck, but as Odin's protection. To him, it was a clear divine sign that the Allfather was watching over their improbable voyage, and that they were genuinely safe here. Mornik was sharp, and he quickly sensed Ragnar's genuine curiosity about their ways. So he took the Viking chieftain on this incredible journey across the island. We're talking grassy burial mounds of forgotten ancestors, the remarkably preserved houses of Skara Brae, the weathered megaliths of the Ring of Brodgar, and even a towering ancient stone brach that was built for defense in eras long, long past. Let's pause at Skara Brae for a second. This is a millennia-old dwelling containing incredibly preserved stone hearths, sleeping alcoves, and shelves. Ragnar, who was a man used to the wooden longhouses of Scandinavia, ran his hands over the smooth, ancient stonework. He felt this profound connection to the long-vanished people who built it, trying to imagine their daily struggles and lives in this windswept land generations before his own time. Then, standing amidst the silent stones of the Ring of Brodgar, the immensity of time just crashed over Ragnar like a wave. The sheer scale and age of these monuments profoundly humbled the ambitions of the Viking chieftain. It made his own epic quest, and honestly, even the sagas of his ancestors, feel like just one fleeting moment in a vast, continuous thread of human endeavor. It really added this profound weight of contemplation to his mission. All this mutual respect laid the groundwork for a truly incredible cultural exchange.
Myrnik proposed an exchange of lives for the sake of knowledge, and two remarkable young men stepped forward. On one side, you have Ketil, a 20-year-old skilled Norse carpenter with this patient demeanor and quiet strength, who volunteered to stay in Orkney to learn their crafts and language. On the other side, Conall, an agile Pictish hunter of the exact same age, with these quick, intelligent eyes, who volunteered to sail west with the Vikings to see beyond the horizon.
The immense leap of faith required here is just staggering when you really think about it. When the call for volunteers went out, only one young man from each side stepped forward. They were driven by this innate curiosity that completely transcended their very natural fear of the unknown. They agreed to be traded back upon Ragnar's return journey. And this monumental trade of futures, it was sealed simply, yet powerfully, with a solemn handclasp between Ragnar and Myrnik, and then between the two young men themselves.
To honor this brand new friendship, to send Conall off with blessings, and to welcome Ketil into their fold, Myrnik called for a massive evening feast. It was a true celebration of shared humanity. We're talking a night entirely free of suspicion, entirely dedicated to mutual respect, joy, and the real promise of a shared future.
Picture the blazing fires casting a warm glow over those stone houses. The air is filled with the rich aroma of roasted meats and peat smoke. You hear these haunting, rhythmic sounds of carved pipes and drums, setting the tempo for energetic dancing that told stories of ancient hunts. You even had Bjorn, this massive Viking warrior, joyfully trying to mimic the dances to the absolute amusement of the kids, and Christina sharing laughter with the Pictish women across language barriers. It's two completely different cultures seamlessly mingling together.
But then, dawn breaks, painting the sky in these soft hues of gray and rose. The time for departure has finally arrived. The great, square, patched sail of the Jormungandr catches the wind. Ketil is standing bravely on the shore, exchanging a final, firm handshake with Ragnar. Meanwhile, Conall, who is now aboard the Nar, stands at the rail waving a brave goodbye to his family and his people. And as the Jormungandr slowly glides away from those golden sands toward the vast, uncharted Western Ocean, the entire Pictish settlement, the men, the women, the children, they line the beach, and they raise this deep, resonant cheer of hope and shared destiny. It's such a triumphant, highly emotional farewell. You see, they aren't just waving goodbye to new friends, they are waving goodbye to their new partners in exploration. So, it leaves us with this huge question. If mortal enemies, cultures that history so often tells us should clash in violence, can become partners on the shores of Orkney, what other impossibilities lie just beyond the horizon? This historic voyage of the Jormungandr is a powerful reminder of the literally limitless potential of human curiosity and connection. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.